Hello, this is Ross from Kenzie's Movie Reviews, and I am continuing my reviews on the Star Trek movies. And here we have Star Trek II, which I think is pretty much the best movie in the entire movie franchise. And I'll tell you a few reasons why, and here we go. And this will be another two-parter here. The last movie, they tried to be ambitious. They tried to be epic. They tried to make the movie, make a good start to the Star Trek movie franchise, and I think they did. They proved that they could make it, they could put it on the big screen, and it'll all work out. Now they said, okay, we know what we're doing now. We know what these fans want. We're going to do something that we've never done before. We're going to take something from the old series, and we're actually going to put it into a movie. And in this case, it was in the first series, Star Trek. They had an episode in there called Space Seed, with Ricardo Montalban as Kahn, a genetically engineered superhuman that they found stranded out in the middle of space, and they picked them up because they were survivors of a dying race. Well, needless to say, to make a short story short, the meeting between Kahn and Kirk did not go over so well. Kahn is a superior being. He likes to be known as a superior being, and in other words, he's a dictator. So things did not go over that well with Kirk and him. All right. Here we go with this movie, okay? In the end of that episode, they left them stranded. Well, they left them to another planet to make a life for themselves on another planet. This planet, they put them on the wrong planet, pretty much, is what they did. And what happened is that Kahn and these, very small band of what was left of their group survived. Now Kahn is pissed because he was left there and not checked on by Captain Kirk, now Admiral Kirk in here, and he's very angry at him, and he wants revenge, pretty much. But this movie is so much more than that, because you have the spirit of Star Trek in this movie. Basically, everything that they didn't do right before in Star Trek the Motion Picture, they got it completely 100% right in this one. You have the evil bad guy in here. You have an epic villain in here. You have Kirk on one side. And you have this good versus evil type of storyline in this. But what makes this a lot better than the first one is that the characters in this are much more fleshed out. And you get to see that in this movie. The relationship between Spock and Kirk is much more fleshed out in this. The relationship between the crew members and each other is much more fleshed out. Each one of these characters get to play a part in this movie. And the special effects aren't the entire movie. Yes, they are there. And they are spectacular. in this movie. They're far better than the first one. They are absolutely spectacular, but they don't defeat the purpose of this movie. Now, this movie has some of the greatest science fiction battle scenes ever in any movie. I don't care what the hell Star Trek movie has. Even the newer one that came out cannot even compare to the battle scenes in this movie. They are absolutely incredible. They are relentless. They are epic. They are absolutely stunning. And the way that they play off of each other is so cool. Ricardo Montalban and William Shatner is so cool. It's like two theatrical actors going at each other, you know, and this is so cool to see in this movie. And the fact that makes this movie, that the epic showdown in between this movie is kind of like the icing on the cake. I mean, it's like you lead up to that. And that's another cool thing, is that most action scenes, you know, they just come right out off the bat. They don't even care the anticipation or anything. You get the anticipation when you see this movie. You get it, man. You get the battle scenes when the anticipation is there. You get to see them in full force, man. You get rewarded when you wait for these battle scenes. You get rewarded because these are absolutely fantastic. And let me tell you something right now. Yes, 4 was the most popular in this franchise. So was the most recent one. It was popular in this franchise. So was Star Trek First Contact. Star Trek 6 was popular too. But nothing will ever be able to get the spirit of Star Trek as much as this one. You know, the fourth one got the more comical side, and it got the relationships between each of the characters. They worked well off of each other. They were having fun and stuff like that. But it wasn't like this. I mean, you get to see the characters fleshed out in this so much more than the first one. It is so much of an improvement. You know, they work well off of each other, and you still get these amazing cutscenes right here where you get to see incredible special effects. It's an amazing a much more amazing movie than the first one, and fans were much more happier with this one than they were with the first one. I mean, they were a lot more happier. And after seeing this movie, you can see why. You know, it's so much of what the fans wanted. They wanted a movie that showed, you know, the essence of Star Trek, and that's what it did. Okay. So in the second part, we're going to be talking about the ending and the incredible, infamous ending, and also the fact that, you know, what this did for the series, and that for one second or another, they were not thinking about making a third one. They were thinking about ending it right here. Alright, so I will talk to you later in the second part, and we will go over that. Alright? Thank you very much for watching. Good night.